look at things, and I'm glad to hear that, because I totally agree. We need to look at that. They're out there.
Mm-hmm.
We need to go see if we can get some of them.
Any other questions, comments?
No.
I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Kind of forgot we did.
And that moves us to supervisor comments, and I'll start down with Mrs. Flaherty.
Okay, I have a list. May I ask Flavio to come to the?
Sure.
One of my questions was about your lake. Has it been treated with the,
I have not seen anything, so the question will be, I don't know.
okay. Do we know if it's, I just wanna know because you came that it was supposed to
Yes.
be treated. Has it been treated?
I know the first one was, I'm not sure if the second treatment is done.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, they started the.
They started
They
it.
started the
Yeah.
schedule.
The only thing that I do know that I received last week from, as an update, was that they were waiting for, I guess, the county to come in and check the permitting on switching the meters. That was done, and that once that is done, and FPNL will come in and do the switch.
Okay.
That is the only update since the last time I was here. And I did receive the check, thank you.
Thank you. All right. The alligator at Stony Brook? Did they catch?
Alligator at Stony Brook is gone. And probably similar to the ponds and the corals, after the alligator was taken, I had 2 phone calls wanting to know why we took the alligator out of the pond. And also, we have a permit through the SNAP program, when any resident can call. And of course, the problem with that is the resident calls and the alligator moves over one house, and you can't get it from there. But our targeting hunting application is in, and we should get that back shortly. And that's basically, you can call the trapper and they will hunt the alligator.
Yeah.
I went to the high school meeting yesterday, and they are gonna decide in the June meeting. They only collected the matrix. They did discuss the matrix. They're gonna discuss it at their May meeting and then put in a recommendation, okay? I am sending out another article tonight to Lifestyle. I have been getting feedback from residents that have been reading it.
They're good.
So, I met with a media specialist because he's going to be doing another magazine in Gateway. It's just gonna be about Gateway, all right? And the fence, I guess it's the fence that's outside of the soccer field on Griffin that we've been talking about, that's terrible. I go out with Freddie in the morning. He suggested we might wanna put a hedge, move the little fence back a little bit, and put a hedge there. That might be another alternative to a new fence.
You mean
So-
over here on the FPLEs?
Yes,
Okay.
okay, and he said that might work with the hedges as
Hedge with
it
the
grows.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Something like signature plant.
Yeah, so
Maybe Marty Road.
Yeah.
okay. Now, the other thing is, during our travels, down
Hey, Kathleen,
Gateway.
can you, with that hedge, because I think that's a great idea.
He's supposed to come up with.
He's gonna come, okay. great.
I told him to come up, you said to go ahead, and I told him to come up with a proposal so we could look at it versus the fence for price anyways. I said it would give us an alternative.
Yeah, that's a great idea, I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not bad, not bad.
And as we go down Gateway, I know where the charter school is, there's no way we can treat any of those areas where the cars park. So my concern was, couldn't we charge the charter school for our repairs, or have them figure out another way?
You mean
put
where
the-
they're pulling off the road?
Yeah, they're
Which is not-
they're
they're not supposed to be
destroying.
doing that.
I don't know how they get away with that.
And it's not the charter school, it's the parents that are picking up.
And it's not our road anymore.
I know,
Well,
but
it never
it's,
was.
but we
It's
are in
always
charge of
WCI's.
landscaping.
Yeah, it's the WCI section.
You know, we are in charge of the landscaping, and we have to keep putting money into the landscaping, and that's costing the residents money.
And more importantly, it's not safe when they do that, when they pull it, because the line's too long, they don't wanna pull in the line, they just pull over.
Yeah.
I mean, I've almost slow down and jump, kids just jumping out of their cars, it's crazy. I don't get it.
Nail barriers
Well,
down the whole road.
I don't know, I'm just thinking there
Lisa?
should be some way,
Lisa?
because we're keep
Lisa?
replanting, and they keep destroying the plants, and if we don't put them in, it looks terrible too. So, somewhere along, maybe the charter school can figure out a way for cars to come in and out, make it all one way, and they can't park on the road.
Yeah.
I
Their
mean,
problem is-
somewhere.
Their
there's-
problem's volume. It's just pure
Well, the
volume.
charter school's gonna say, well, we don't have any control over it.
Yeah,
If a
what I-
parent pulls into, the grass, that's the parent's issue.
What I can do is look at the settlement agreement with the charter school,
Okay.
because there was a section on traffic, but I can't recall exactly what it says now. I'll look at that. And also Lee County Sheriff's Department.
That's-
And I find it
Just
ironic
tell them to go
that,
down
I find it
there and
ironic that Lee
stop.
County,
Did you have-
we had to struggle with Lee County to get the concept of us having our landscaping vehicles park in the right of way and get a blanket permit, and yet Lee County's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I'll look at the charter settlement agreement and see if there's anything there.
I drop our kids off at the charter school in the morning, and we actually receive communication from the school to not do exactly
Yeah.
what's causing the problem.
So-
And the only time we ever see where people follow directions is sometimes there is an officer there.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody follows directions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only-
Good old American way.
Wait till the
I don't
cop
like
show
it
up.
because I get almost run into when people pull over and they drop some off and they speed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is.
Did it really?
Yeah, I think if, following up on Tony, what he
Sure.
says, our only other option is just simply go and tell Lee County Sheriff's Office, go down there and start issuing citations, warnings. We're not gonna do it anymore. It's ridiculous.
All they have to do is write some tickets.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they
not
can stop real
warnings,
quick.
actually write the, because they
I
know
know
they're
some
not
place where
supposed to
that
do it.
is
They've
working.
had the
They
warning.
know. You receive phone calls.
Yeah, it's dangerous down there. It's
Yeah.
dangerous.
It's a little inside joke on this.
You, follow up on something that you said
Oh.
earlier about the school, the meeting that they're gonna
You're
make a
bad.
decision.
Mhm.
I don't know if anybody else got one, but I think Cecil's doing a little mini survey of his own. I got one today, responding back of what, I don't think he was looking for an opinion as a board, but wanting an opinion of what we thought. Did anybody else get one
I didn't get one.
I-
from Cecil Pendergrass?
No,
In the mail or email?
Email.
I did not.
about our decision for our position.
No, well, he asked me my opinion, and he was,
With the high school?
huge email chain on the high school.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
And
make a
my point
comment
was,
when
as
it's my
far as
turn.
utilities, Gateway's more than ready, willing, and able to serve it. My whole issues were traffic related. But other than that, I didn't know if anybody else got that.
Oh, then going back to that traffic related, there was what's his name? I have it written down on another pad. A gentleman from Lee County who had gone to, Route 82 meeting about the traffic control because of this high school. And he was there he's the liaison for that. Okay, got two more things.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Okay, we were gonna come back with the paddles, the AID, that was supposed to be
The
come back.
AED?
Yeah,
Yeah,
agenda,
That was, postponed to November. Somehow it fell off my report. But that was when we had talked about the AED program. We had talked about the lack of, safety training and an internal program. And so we had postponed that until November.
okay, because it's not anywhere in my things, it was supposed to be on the next agenda, and Mr. Perez said to put it on the next, agenda, last time around when I requested it. In the minutes, it was supposed to be.
Yeah, my recollection was it was tabled for a while. If I'm wrong, I will
I think-
stand corrected. But-
I will get my minutes out.
Okay, I will
And the
double check
last
also.
thing is I wanna thank for the signs for the supervisors meeting. Thank you.
That's Anthony and April, and you did a nice job putting them up, they look good.
What was it?
The signs out in the road.
Banners are back.
The banners are
Meeting
back.
banners.
Oh,
Okay, now I'm finished,
I haven't
thank you.
left the community in a while, so. I've been landlocked.
Mr. Banks,
Um,
supervisor comments.
Yes, and I would say unless there is a legitimate reason for us to not have a written recommendation for, in support of the high school, I would like for us to formally submit something. I think we're at that point in the decision-making process, and a show from this board that we don't have any objections, or that we're in support. I'm not sure how to craft the language, but that would be my hope, and I would even make a motion if it needed to go to a motion.
I'd second.
We can't motion, it's not on the agenda.
And I guess what I would like, any members of the audience want to speak in that item?
All right,
everybody did, right?
Okay.
So,
So, Madam Chairman, just want to open the floor because it's an action item. And as I understand, the motion is to authorize the chairman to pen a letter to the school district of Lee County School Board expressing support and/or to any other governmental official expressing support for the high school to be located in the Gateway community.
And when do they plan on
June
making that?
June.
June
So,
6th. Gotta do it
with the
very
board's
fast.
permission, I will work with staff to pen a letter and bring it to the next board meeting, so that everybody gets to see it before it actually gets sent to the school board.
The sooner the better, I think.
Yeah, can we do it through an email through,
No, I'd suggest
April?
not.
Through April?
Except, I'm not.
When's our meeting? 2 weeks?
The
That's
20th.
not the end of the world. That's not the end of the world.
All right.
Yeah,
Since they're
okay.
doing June
2
is
weeks
when
is
they're
fine.
gonna.
Well,
make
but there's,
They're
there's,
gonna-
there's meetings before that.
Yeah, but
and-
we just gotta get it out at that meeting.
Because
We're
that
gonna
could
do it.
influence some.
Yeah.
When's the next meeting?
Their next meeting is May. I mean, next Tuesday, they're presenting it to an advisory meeting, but they're not meeting again until May, where they will have all their matrix
Okay, okay.
in front of them and discuss, and then make their
We'll have it
recommendations.
So I think
Have
that'd
a
be
letter
fine.
for
If we
the
can,
next meeting.
if we can have it prepared and be
Yeah.
ready to vote, that'd be great.
We'll
Thank
do
you.
that.
And if it adds anything, I could send one just as the district manager saying the board will be sending.
That's an excellent idea, Chris.
That'd
Really,
be
that's a
great.
great idea.
So do
Fantastic.
we need to vote on that motion, Tony, or just?
I think it's good because that way we have it as a matter of record that the board
that the
unanimously.
board wants that?
No,
to-
Yes.
Okay, so I'll call that question.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye. Any opposed? No. Okay. Anything else, Mr. Ray?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
Mr. King?
I had about 9, but they've all been taken care of but one. And I just want to let everybody know, I was contacted by the Hampton Park residents. Specifically, I'm guessing it's their HOA people that are going to be on an action committee for turnover of Hampton Park from the developer over to the private. And they want a meeting, and they've got an agenda, and these are the questions they have asked me to come. Danny has given me a set of plans showing their 3 of their 7 areas that show cross-sections of their ponds. This is basically what it is, but this will give you an idea of the flavor of issues that they want to talk about. It was a shock to me when I read them. Agenda item 1, what is the Gateway CDD? I am absolutely shocked that, yes, that people would buy in an area and not know what the Gateway CDD is.
Don't be shocked.
Yeah, I think everybody does that.
No, you can say the words, they have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm from up north, but, okay, I'm not going there, I'll get in trouble. Why storm lakes? Who has the responsibility now for Hampton Parks Lakes? Current status of Hampton Parks Lakes? What's next? Who will own and maintain? What is the cost to Hampton Park HOA? What is the cost to Hampton Park residents? Questions. Now, I can answer all of those pretty well. Some of them really blow my mind. But I want to let you know, I've been invited over there, I've got the plans, I want to show it to them. The biggest problem that they're having is trust, and I think it's well-deserved, because we had 20-some years where we didn't do the right thing. They want to make sure that their ponds are not turned over and/or accepted by us, and I told them there's a form, I think it's called Form 1049.
Oh, to
It's
South
a
Florida.
South Florida Management District form that we sign off, and when we sign off on that, we forevermore hold our peace that we get what we got. Well, we signed so many of those in the past that we should be very familiar with them, that it should have a red flashing light on it. Think twice before you sign this. What I want to tell them is that we are watching, and staff is working with the engineer. We're going to check, and before any of those ponds are accepted for operation and maintenance, and/or any of those wetlands, we'll have the 4-to-1 proper slopes, or whatever they are pursuant to the contract drawings. That the littorals, if any, are required by the development order, are there and functional, and down the list. Because right now, they seem to have a fear that we're gonna sell them out. And
I
I
think
can't
we've
understand
learned
what
our
part of,
lesson on that
what
one.
part of $4.4 million that we just started on, that they don't understand, we don't wanna do that twice.
No.
You could
So-
suggest they contact us. I mean, Bob Geppert's got years of experience dealing with WCI.
I don't know
city
what
experience.
spooked them up there. I don't know if it was the fact that WCI is going out to, it's sold over to Lennar, and that they think they're gonna get hosed by Lennar. I have no idea. But when you're asking these kind of questions, there seems to be a doubt in somebody's mind, and boy, there is up there. So,
And here's a
passing
question.
on, I'm going to that meeting.
And a question on
Couldn't
top of
believe
that, with something you brought up earlier, as far as the FPL easement and what's ours and what may not be and whatever. But as you continue to go forward and you go behind the pool towards Hampton Park, where does property start and stop? Because it goes, that cut through goes right across Hampton Park,
You mean the linear park?
the linear park road, and then it picks up on the other side.
I
So
know.
what domain?
That's one thing that we got back to on this linear park, kind of would go off to the side here, but if it is indeed a linear park, we might have some issues with Hampton Park in that, I don't know how we go out there and put a gate across it, and or a fence, or a chain across it.
Or have a public cut through. I
We
mean,
need
if
some
that-
answers on what our responsibility is on that linear park, because, you know, where you go into Hampton Park, they've got both sides blocked off.
Yeah, and you have to go through
Now,
the
you
gate.
can walk through,
Yeah, I mean, if you
but
go
you
through the
couldn't take
gate,
a
it's
bicycle
about
or a,
20, what is it, 20 yards, 30 yards, and then there's the cut through.
road right away.
Yeah, road right away, so,
Well, also because you could bypass the gatehouse on that linear,
That's a problem.
yeah.
I know it, and that's
Because
gonna be
where
one of
it's
their
located.
issues going down, what,
so
Why
anyway,
they put-
I'd
why
say
they
we
put
need
the
to
guard-
understand where the property.
why they put the
Right.
guardhouse there. They should've put the bubble for the guardhouse on the
On
other
the
side
road,
of that
yeah.
FPL easement,
On the
but
road.
that's
But they-
way water over the dam. But anyway, I wanted to bring up, I was just surprised by the fact that people are asking these kind of questions about who is this, what is the CDD?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting.
Okay,
That's not
I only
surprising,
have one
actually.
thing, and I will.
That's all I had, Margaret.
Okay, I had one thing, I'll apologize to the board, because I meant to pull the minutes of the March 2nd meeting, and I just had 3 comments on them, and that was on line 163, all gateway ponds should be targeted harvest areas. The word targeted wasn't there. I'll give you my minutes with the notes. And the motion on the rescinding the background checks only included Pelican Preserve. It should have also included Stony Brook, because that was part of that
Okay.
motion. And then on line 249, I just wanted to make it clear that it was construction services from Hagan Engineering. Engineering was left off of the minutes, so that it was clear for somebody going back and looking at the minutes. So,
Motion to approve those minutes as you just revised them.
yeah,
I will second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That was the only thing I had, and I should have done it at the time, and I didn't. So with that, I'll call this meeting adjourned.
Fantastic.
See you in 2 weeks.
Have you ever seen that?
Well,
You
slow
know what
to
that
get
is?
started, but we finish.
It looks like down
With
10
pace.
Andy Trail.
You?
Yeah, you know what that is?
And they're pink,
Airport.
so
10,500-foot runway.
Was for
In the
the,
70s, no, in the 70s, they were going to have a new international airport there.
Where's